Today, Ohio State had their national championship celebration, and there was one question what was going on. Where in the world was Jim Knowles? And before we knew it, it was being reported that he had taken an offer to be Penn State's next defense coordinator. Not only that, but to be the highest paid defensive coordinator in all of college football, taking a whopping 3-year deal for $3.1 million. Again, making him the high paid defensive coordinator in all of college football. Now, seeing what Jim Knowles has done these last 3-4 years and seeing how he has never ending resources at Ohio State. NIL is great. You can have all the talent he wants on defense and has one of the best secondary players in college football, and Caleb Downs coming back for one last season. One has to ask, why did he take the job? Now, before he took the Penn State defense coordinator job, there was speculation that he was looking to go to Oklahoma because his quote unquote fiance was in Oklahoma, didn't want to come to Columbus, didn't want to go anywhere else. So you can understand that maybe Jim Knowles wants to settle down, then get married and maybe retire in Norman. And who knows, maybe Brent Venables could have been on the way out and Jim Knowles takes the head coaching job. But after he took the Penn State defense coordinator job, it was clear that that was not the case. But so what I'm reading is there was a feud between Ryan Day and Jim Knowles. Now, if we all remember that Oregon game, the first time around, zero quarterback pressures, zero sacks, and the final. Let me see. Let me pull this up. The final stat line was 496 total yards put up against a Jim Knowles defense. Now, as Buckeye fans, we're not unfamiliar from this type of stat line against top 10, top 5 teams. Remember, 2022 Michigan, 530 yards. 2022 Georgia, 533 yards. 2023 Michigan, 338 yards. And again, 2024 Oregon, 496 yards. What's the total? 1,897 yards and 149 points. And this is all Jim Knowles' record, his resume against top 5 teams. Now, after the Oregon game, we all remember that there was rumors or accounts of Ryan Day spending a lot of time with the defensive staff. And what went on in that meeting is that Ryan Day wanted to figure out, like, hey, we literally just got over 400, 500 yards put on us total. We had zero quarterback pressures on Dylan Gabriel. He was able to do what he wanted. We got zero sacks. And so I was like, okay, Jim Knowles, go fix it. But, apparently that is when the feud started. Don't forget, there was an apparent feud between Larry Johnson and Jim Knowles, because prior to the playoffs, when all of a sudden, there's 8 sacks in one game, then I'm pretty sure they got over 20 sacks the whole playoffs. And ever since that Oregon game, they got 33 sacks and more. I mean, that's including the playoffs. So I'd say somewhere between 40 sacks total since that Oregon game. So it was kind of like, Larry Johnson and Jim Knowles, I guess, were butting heads on, how to run the defense. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, Ryan Day's the CEO. So he's like, okay, Jim Knowles, fix it. We can't have this. If you look again, you look back at games. It's been going on since 2022. It all started with Michigan. And if you look prior to that meeting, with the defensive staff and Ryan Day, Jim Knowles' defense wasn't really known for, getting sacks or quarterback pressures. It looks like, the edges stayed home. They wanted to keep everything in front of them, not really sending these blitz packages. And like we saw in the playoffs, I mean, that Oregon game is a prime example of the turnaround of Ryan Day State and Jim Knowles. Fix it. I mean, we go from 0 sacks, 0 quarterback pressures to 8 sacks on Dylan Gabriel. I mean, that's it. It seems to me that we have a case of Jim Knowles' pride got in the way. He didn't like being told to fix it, so it's kind of like he wants more free reign. So, I mean, man, I, it sucks that Jim Knowles left, but just if what I'm hearing is true, it's probably for the best.